Hey everybody, this is Jack Raven here. Just started a YouTube channel, and today I'd like to talk about the current problems with feminism and the SJW movement in the United States. The main problem with this movement is that it is nothing but what I call totalitarianism in a frickin' skirt. It used to be, back in the 1960s, there was the first wave of feminism that was about equal rights to own property and land, and then it slowly evolved into the right to vote in legal terms, giving women the right to vote. However, in the 1980s, it slowly began to be about totalitarian against the so-called patriarchy and wage gap. It's true, back in the 60s, there was a wage gap for men and women. They were paid unequally. However, with the Equal Pay Act in the 70s, which allowed men and women to be paid fairly in terms of monetary, and when it comes to social, there was paid parental leave for women, as well as increased rights to birth control and abortions. Over time, that evolved into female privilege, which allowed the whole Violence Against Women Act, which constantly created the stereotype that a man could not fight back against a woman even after she did something first. However, that notion has gone away in the past 10, 15 years. Now, men are more willing to fight back when a woman strikes first because they realize that even though they would probably be punished for it, the entitled woman still gets what she gets in response to what she did. Now, this is not always the case also. The false rape claims that are happening on college campuses throughout the U.S. have all proven to be fake. It turns out the rape statistic that they claim 1 out of 5 women will be raped is completely false. As a matter of fact, the factor is 0.03%. So as you can imagine, when these statistics are debunked, like the wage gap, 78 cents to the dollar is debunked. These radical feminists that create all these conspiracy theories about stuff that has already been fixed, like the wage gap and equal pay and female rights, they're complaining about stuff they already have. They're mad because their lives have been so perfect that it irritates them because they feel they have nothing to complain about, so they're going to make up stuff like microaggressions that won't get them anywhere. This movement is nothing more than totalitarianism that needs to stop because it demonizes men for being masculine in behavior and props up women on pedestals, leading to a position of entitlement that I myself experienced in high school. And one of the things that's a recurring trend in the United States that needs to stop. So if you ask me, Sargon of Akkad's petition to stop this, even though it came out a few years ago, is the best move, as well as the mgtow movement. I have been mgtow, not completely, but I'm against dating women in the U.S. because of the entitlement complex and the unfairness of the marriage courts. I personally believe that YouTubers like Sargon of Akkad, Raging Golden Eagle, Red Pill Philosophy all have the right idea about what's going on in the United States. Same thing with the herbivore men in Japan choosing to opt out of marriage and sometimes dating and sex altogether, which to most this may be an extreme point of view, but to me it is completely justified in a society that is heavily against men in the legal system, and it makes me wonder, why should men get involved in marriage if they're going to be screwed over by a legal system that hates them and possibly a woman who, after the first few years of marriage, leaves the man to take all of his stuff? If you ask me, that's not a wise decision, so I suggest you don't have to. It's my personal opinion. I suggest you support Sargon of Akkad and all of these mgtow YouTubers like Red Pill Philosophy and their controversial views, because to me it really opens a light that shows what's going on in the United States, and I personally feel that this is a serious problem that needs to be addressed, but of course society will downplay it as being extreme misogynist. But misogyny, the real misogynists aren't men that are walking away from this, it's the feminists, because they love to portray that women are just as strong as men in every single factor. However, when a man fights back physically against one that attacked him first, they turn around and play the victim like the man did something wrong even though they started it. So this ridiculous double standard needs to freaking stop. So if you ask me, when it comes to the legal system, I believe there are a lot of things that need to change. This is my first video, so I'm new to this, but like this video and comment if you want. This one will not be for monetization, I'm not sure, but your choice. I'm not holding anything against anybody that is against mgtow and men going their own way. But in my personal opinion, in this day and age, I feel like it's a decent move. So that's my 2 cents on this.